No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Still not over it. Welcome to an episode of District Divided, DC Sports Podcast, more specifically a Washington Commanders
I was
podcast.
going to switch my glasses out.
I am Amit. That is KDot. As you can tell, lots of preparation went into that. This episode is the All-22 review, which will be featuring KDot. He went through the game footage, and he's going to tell us what he saw, what he liked, what he didn't like, as always. Then we have the side piece report about our teams, New England Patriots on one side and the Atlanta Falcons for me, and then the Minnesota Vikings big win and the Las Vegas Raiders for KDot. We conclude with the comment mailbag as we always do, and we're going to actually begin with the trade deadline stuff because that just finished, so we're going to begin with that. But before we begin this episode, if you could please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and KDot.
Do what the kid said.
Do what the kid said. Share this shit. We greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, we get to the trade deadline, right? So the Washington Commanders are 3-6, and everyone was saying, you know what? The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Everyone's dead, right? Marshawn Lattimore, torn ACL. He's out for the season. Luke McCaffrey, broken collarbone. He's out for the season. Jayden Daniels, no fracture. That's good. Still don't know about the MRI. They didn't put him on IR. They probably will. We'll see, though. But for right now, they haven't. But he's out for at least a little while. So it begs the question, why didn't we sell? And mainly, it's because you need buyers. And you also need pieces to be able to sell. And so, KDot, I now throw it to you. What is your analysis on the trade deadline?
Yeah, a store with things you don't want to buy. It's not a great store. And that's kind of where we're at. Like, who are we going to get rid of and actually get any value or compensation for that's going to, like, really do or change the tide? Like, I know it's grim as you're looking at the draft picks and stuff that we have coming up in the next season or two. But, like, outside of Deron Payne at that point, like, I don't know who else is going to get it. And if the trade's not attractive enough for Deron Payne, then who knows? Like, I see the other thing is their performances this year have just not necessarily commanded anyone to want to really stick their necks out. I mean, maybe we hear that there was something. I know that I saw on Twitter that there were a bunch of people that were saying that, like, we had some irons in the fire. But I just didn't see anything that looked like it was going to fit. And the people that most people are complaining about, be it the Bobby Wagners or Zach Ertz, is who the fuck is trading for those guys? Nobody.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So that also comes with the territory of having the oldest team in football, right? So when you look at the trades that the Jets did, you're like, oh, fire sale. Why can't we do that? Well, Sauce Gardner's quite young. Quentin Williams is entering his prime, right? So when you look at it that way, you go, oh, okay, well, then it does make sense that they were able to fetch pretty nice value for both players, also at premium positions. We don't necessarily possess that. Our only trade asset is the only reason we have hope. That's Jayden Daniels. So we're not doing that. That leaves you with maybe younger guys like Mike Sanderstill and Trey Amos, but they're still unknown, not good enough to be worthy of being in trade talks. Trey Amos, a rookie as well at that. So, like, you know, those are non-starters,
right?
Unfortunately. And so that is, KDot and we appear to be in lockstep over here, but it's just, you know, that's the way the market bore out. Any final thoughts here before we move over to your All-22 review?
Felt like this year's trade deadline actually not disappointing. Actually, kind of curious. Some of these teams like making a run. It was actually kind of cool. Excited to see what Indianapolis does with the new guy. But yeah, for us, it's just it's just not in the cards, guys. It just wasn't in the cards.
Wasn't in the cards. And with that, we go to the All-22 review featuring our very own KDot.
It's the All-22 review on District Divided. Bitches!
Once again, the Washington Commanders lost on Sunday Night Football 38-14. It felt much, much worse than the score even indicated because, once again, there were a number of injuries that took place, most notably to Jayden Daniels. But we also, once again, lost Marshawn Lattimore and Luke McCaffrey for the season. We have since moved Treylon Burks into the active roster in place of Luke McCaffrey. So for those of you who are Treylon Burks truthers, exciting news. We'll see what he can do. But that's sort of the injury report and the damage report over there. And now to get into the details, our KDot over here hasn't looked at it with 50 screens, not 60 screens, and honestly, maybe not even 70 screens this time. It might have just been the one, and his eyes were unfortunately open for it. So we're just going to go ahead and throw it over to you, KDot. What did you see on offense to begin this?
I tried to do the math in my head, and the last time I slept, I think I'm so sleep deprived I can't do the math. All right, before we get into any of this, first and foremost, I think the beginning thing that needs to be said, the intro that needs to be said. I mean, usually we're going to go offense, we're going to go defense, we're going to do some things. I'll explain how it is when I go through it. But shout out to Seattle, man. Shout out to that team. Shout out to Mike McDonald. All-22 showed me it showed me how football teams play football, and I'm hoping that our team is like yours one day. They absolutely earned it. The what he was doing defensively as far as the scheme, the zone match rules as far as like their communication and their ability to know who needs to be in what spot. Like they got rules that it just seems like people just know. So however it is that he's implementing, I think we might be able to learn a thing or two here on this side. Maybe we'll do it with somebody coming down on the sidelines, but we'll talk about that at some other point. Yeah, man, they still got pressure without having a blitz. Like, they still stay in that mind frame. But also in this one, for long periods of time, they were just like, you know what? You only got no receivers. Like, even if y'all came out here with Luke McCaffrey, you don't even have him. Like, we're selling out against this run. And as much as I get it, and I understand starting off the game with 7 passes, which is where I'm going to start with the commander stuff, is not great. But there wasn't a lot of room. There just wasn't a lot of room. I mean, if you're doing it, you're doing it to, trying to get the play action thing going. You're also trying to do it to set an expectation or maybe to get one that's going to bounce out if you give Bill enough carries. But that's the only thing you're doing is pretty much hoping at that point. The only time that we ended up getting any space as far as the rushing attack when they had like Rodriguez and stuff in there was only because Seattle started changing up things because we were just passing. So like, and as soon as we did that, they were like, oh, all right, we'll shut this shit down again. And then it was over. That's why you like the short bursts. And then you're also looking at the score being the score. You got to start fucking throwing the football. There's not really options there. All right. Offense, what worked? What went wrong? What the hell is going to happen going forward? What worked? Jayden's mobility with scrambling looked great. The best I've seen in a minute. A lot of that were for wrong reasons, but he did do a lot of things elusively, and that was really nice to see at some particular point for us. So the legs, great job there. Some of the pockets held up as far as on the offensive line. Tunsil, there were a few things that they were throwing at him as far as some of the counters and stuff that they were doing with the defensive line. It was nice to see Tunsil kind of like, hey, so there's that. Yeah, that's it. All right, what went wrong? It was just shit, man. Everybody gets a little slice of pie except for Debo looked better than he has in quite some time. Just looking like purely healthy, like pure physical. I'm completely with you now. He's good. He's good to go.
Off the injury report looks the part.
Yeah, he looks the part. He's good. But it's just everything is just not working properly. So I'll start with Jayden because I don't want to pile on the guy. We all feel bad about what happened, but at the end of the day, he's scrambling so goddamn much, and there's so much still left out there. I mean, I was trying to shoot him some bail even last episode where it seemed like you had made the turn, but no, there's still a lot out there that he just didn't take advantage of. Like, there's a spot to Debo on the opening drive. The flat defender widens out to the swing. There's a hook on the crossing route. Crossing and comes out on a hook. Debo's sitting right there in the hole. He's just right there in the hole in the zone.
Literally what we talked about in the preview was use him that way.
Yeah. He's sitting right there. Jayden doesn't do it. He scrambles small game. Okay. There's a little later. There's a high-low concept. Ertz over Samuel Samuel over Ertz. Ertz over Samuel. Yep. That's how it went. There's the timing is just off. Like there's an anticipation as far as hitting somebody in stride, and they're going to be in that lane. They're going to open up because you got another guy that just cleared out that space, right? So you got to throw that ball with the anticipation, but he doesn't trust anything. Like the only safety valve that you can see that Jayden Daniels actually trust on this offense without Terry McLaurin being here is Zach Ertz. And the Zach Ertz in the way that they play him and the way that he's being designed and used. Sometimes, like I said, I do think he's freelancing, but with that, he's not the most reliable guy in the sense of like what it is you need to do to get down the field, number one. And then number two, sometimes what he's doing is just kind of sitting in his own and taking responsibilities from other people because they're worried about him. And there are other guys that are flashing open and he's got to trust his eyes and throw that ball. Now, I'm not going to say, look, nobody in the wide receiving core outside of Deebo Samuel or Zach Ertz at this point have earned the trust of Jayden Daniels to do that. But I got to put it on the quarterback over the receivers, right? So, like, it'd be one thing. I know that we were leading the league in drops. There's no getting around it. Jalen Lane, there's a difference between Jalen Lane being out there and Luke McCaffrey being out there. I'd tell you right now, as far as like route running and shit. Jalen Lane still got some work to do. But there's just this. God, man, there's just so much right there. There's a play action that like the defenders bite so hard on the play action. And it's like, just throw the ball. Just throw it. Like, you got to get, like, if they're just if you get 3 or 4 drops to start a game, I get your confidence is right. You don't want to do that anymore. They haven't proved that they suck that badly for them not to get hit or not get the opportunities because they're there. And that's why you give like Cliff Kingsbury credit that like, he does call some of these passes, but there are some opportunities, especially in this RPO game. And you hear Dan Quinn talk about it when it came to the play that he got hurt. It was like they didn't expect him to run so much. And it's like, number one, most of the runs that he had were on fucking scrambles that weren't design runs at all. It's just because he wanted to take off. And the other thing on the RPO, he's not peeing on the RPO. There are opportunities to Deebo throughout this game in the RPO game that I'm seeing that I'm like, you should have hit him. You can see that pre-snap. Hit him now. Yep. You saw it like once. You saw it once where they had like Deebo in motion and they kind of and he hit him like or was it Mariota that did that? I don't even remember. But he hit him dead on and it was like, oh, where's that? And like and it just, they don't do it anymore. I don't get it, man.
If I could just interject for a moment, that is where, and you said I turned last episode. I was very frustrated. That was the most frustrated I'd been watching Jayden since he's been a Washington Commander, right? Like, your rookie year, first off, is absolutely fabulous. So even in the moments where I am frustrated, I'm not actually, just because I'm like, okay, well, he's growing, etc. And then the expectations are higher for me, and not for everybody, but for me. And watching him in this game, this is where you had said that they need to earn the trust of Jayden. And I go, that's on Jayden to be able to make sure that the wide receivers feel trusted, to feel like they can get the ball. And trust me, you can feel it when your quarterback doesn't trust you or somebody on your team doesn't trust you. And it makes it harder to catch that ball. So I'm not going to go ahead and question Jayden's leadership. I'm not there. But I am saying that is part of it. And I do think that needs improving. That's it. Go ahead.
It just feels as though we're living the embodiment of what everybody said, which he was the savior and the only one worth a damn. It feels as though kind of like he is playing with the knowledge of that. Mm-hmm. And I don't need that to be the case. The most frustrating thing, beyond the stuff that you see like in the pocket and stuff, the most frustrating things are the times that he does leak outside and he does an amazing job getting away to create more space and timing. And guys are free. And it's like, this is the bread and butter. This is the thing. Why aren't you doing the thing? Just didn't trust it. You just didn't do it. And like, you see how many times it's like, he's not just taking off, right? He's looking to throw and just not doing it. And then he throws and then he starts running and then that closes and he's usually just trying to get to a boundary. Now outside of Jayden, there is a lot of fuck ups on the offensive line throughout this game. This is an extremely inconsistent game by the offensive line as a whole. You'd have times where the tackles are holding or doing their own, right? And they're like, okay, we got the edge secure. Then the inside is just, there's inside pressure. The inside, you can see the lack of communication between the guards, the center, and everybody because they're injuries, they're rotating. You got guys that just haven't played with each other as much, but you can see they don't know who's responsible for what at times. Then there are times where it's like the middle of the pocket like holds up really, really well. But Jayden's holding on the fucking football too long, and maybe he drops back a little too far, and then the tackles haven't taken care of their job, and now he's getting pressure. So like everybody had a piece in it, even some of the running backs and some of the blocking stuff. Like everybody just had a piece of like that's not your responsibility. At least why would it be your responsibility? Like, go do that, take care of that thing. And it's just that everyone had a piece in this. But first and foremost, you give the credit to Seattle. They played lights out on that defense. And the thing is, like, you see what it is that Mike McDonald's like doing pre-snap. It almost feels like it's too simple. Like, it's too simple and it's like he's doing some exotic stuff here and there, but it almost feels as like we talk about like be boring and like stick to the plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's few and far between you see a defense that are baiting you like that.
Yeah, it's also got to be said. Like, I'm just, I keep, sometimes you'll see my eyes wander up. I'm taking in some more information around the game, the snap counts, like who will play. He's got some serious chess pieces on that defense. Like, and people got to, from the objective perspective, I'm glad people got to see that on Sunday night. Obviously, I hate that we were the team that happened to. And you saw that they were buyers at the trade deadline with Rashid Shaheed coming from New Orleans so they can get some more help, because we'll get to our defense against their Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then who on offense at the wide receiver position. These guys like Ernest Jones, Nwosu, Leonard Williams, we know about DeMarcus Lawrence. We talked about him. They are legit. Devin Witherspoon's top 5 pick. Like, these guys are very good. I didn't even mention Byron Murphy, Reek Woolen,
and
Kobe Bryant, and Nick Emenwari is huge, right? And he's fast and he's lanky. So you have him, Boy Mafe. This is a serious defense. So I also want to echo what you're saying and say, give them credit, because it was quite clear that they deserved it. While at the same time, I do feel Jayden left a lot on the table, because maybe this God complex or whatever it may be that's going on right now of wanting to be the guy for everything. It's a bit of both.
Yeah, like I said, everybody gets a little bit of blame pie, but at the end of the day, you're going to look at the quarterback as far as the guy who's put a champion, the same way you look at some of the coaches as far as some of the stuff that happens there too. The only thing I'm looking at in offense, and the same thing I've kind of been alluding to throughout the season, is I feel as though they're so slow to answer to things. There needs to be some built-in checks in the no huddle. Like, there needs to be like, hey, we ran the ball here, we got this amount of yards. Yeah. Hurry up. We all know what's coming.
Also, before we move to the defense, because I don't really think we talked about it too much. Maybe we did, but I didn't re-listen to our last episode. But Jayden's staying in the game, because a lot of people have thoughts on it. And remind me what yours were real quick, because I'll get mine after.
During the time period, I remember. So my honest thought was that while watching the football game, I was wondering why he was still in the game.
Okay. And mine was good. I'm glad he's in the game. And so it was let's get some momentum. We cannot go down like this. I know we're not going to win the game, but we need to show that we can move the ball a little bit. When we talk about blame pie, though, there is a big piece to Cliff Kingsbury for even thinking about calling an RPO, right, in that final drive, because that's where, and I think Dan Quinn's correct about that, that with someone like Jayden, he could put himself in a compromised position. So I think it's either a straight pass or it's a straight run with a running back. That's it. I do think you have a limited playbook while you're trying to establish momentum.
I understand your thought process on that.
And Jayden gets blame, obviously, for tucking. I get it, but that's the competitor in him. And I'm fine with him being out there. I just hated the call.
So the reason I push back on that is because of all of the All-22 episodes. Whereas, how many times have you heard me this season saying there are 3 options in the RPO? Why are we choosing this option? And that's my thing, is that there's so much of the playbook that is built off the RPO that if you were to eliminate RPO out of the offense completely, I don't know how much of the playbook Cliff actually has, honestly. So there is an angle of it's still in my opinion, on Jayden in that situation to read that and know I'm not going to do that. There's a pass option or there's a run option. There's still 2 other things we can do. My problem is I don't hardly ever see him take advantage of that pass option. It's always either handing it to the running back, and we see the motherfucker get swallowed a lot. Sometimes somebody bounces out. A lot of times, in all honesty, on the RPO, when you see when you see Bill bounce out, that's off script. That is not the gap he's supposed to be in. That is not the thing that's supposed to happen. That is somebody making a football play. Okay. There are too many times within the confines of the offense that Jayden's doing things on his own. I called back to the 7 plays to start the series. Those aren't RPOs. Like that's Jayden deciding I'm running. And like, that's the shit is like, I'm saying that like, if you have a guy like that, I don't give a fuck what you call. I don't care what you call. He's always going to think running is an option. And that's my thing is like, the rules need to be for him, not, hey, not like call RPOs. It's, I don't give a fuck what's being called. You're not allowed to get past the line of scrimmage, son. Like those sort of things.
If that is true, that he is turning, which I do trust you, just to be clear. So like, if it is true that we have design runs and he's going, we go ahead and just do this myself.
No. Hang on. Once again.
Okay, maybe I misheard you. Go ahead.
On a lot of the RPO stuff, there are 3 options that you have in the RPO game. There's usually a short pass, quick game option, right? And then beyond that, you can either keep the ball to run or hand it to the running back.
Yeah.
So every play, RPO, 3 options. I'm saying I don't know the numbers, and I'd be curious if I could find the numbers. I'm thinking of the RPO, 85 to 90% of the time, it's not a pass. And then the other percentage of chunk, handoff or he's going to keep it, whatever, right? He's trying to read what's happening is what you're supposed to do. Read what's happening as far as the defender that's supposed to be there, the extra guy, the guy, to see whether or not he's coming to me or is he in position to get the running back, right? And a lot of times the play is either completely dead, and that happens occasionally with breakdown in offensive line or somebody not doing what they're supposed to do. That does happen. Or what happens a lot of time, which is that, in my opinion, didn't read the defender right, and he either kept it when he wasn't supposed to or handed off when he wasn't supposed to. My whole thing is that of that RPO game, I'd like to see that pass number a little closer to 50.
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think he's checking out of things. Like, you know,
Good.
I don't think he's
good. I was
like
going to say, because if that's the case, then I changed my mind. You do pull him, and literally you make him watch because you know how painful it is for him to watch and go.
But that's my thing, is that I think there's a tough conversation to have with him, which is like, hey, man,
course,
I know
agree.
this is not how you play and want you to play, but we've got to keep you for a season. So you're not allowed to do this. And if you do, we're going to bench you. Period.
Yeah. It's interesting because now, you know, I think about Buzzing the Tower, for example, and how cool that was his very first preseason game where they were like, don't do it. He does it. It's awesome. And we're like, man, that's cool.
Plucked his ass out of that game, right?
Yeah, that's also true. And then he tucked it and ran. That's a good point. Interesting. We saw the other side of that at this past Sunday. Any final thoughts here before we move to the defense?
Nah, man, it's yeah, we good.
Cool. Defense. What happened?
What worked?
The Seattle offense worked.
Goldman and Day had some moments. Everybody on the D-line had moments. Jacob Martin, a few moments. He like flashed like really legit, like Dorrance Armstrong level flash, just a little different. And so like but that's it. And I can only speak to one person doing a good thing on any one play, because every time somebody's doing something good, you know what else is happening?
Everybody else.
9 other guys are probably doing something wrong, right? And that's I'm over exaggerating, but like everybody takes you talk about blame pie. This is buffet style, guys, family style. Like everybody just dive in right here, right? Just dive in. Just get your hands in it. What went wrong? Oh, to start off this section, Seattle, good job, man. Sam Darnold, like, it's just lights out. Y'all, hey, we know what we're good at. We're gonna do it. And stop us. Oh, you won't? You won't? Okay, we'll take this too. You want to see what I want? Like, this is gonna sound so fucked up because I don't like it. Big dumb white man, like Sam Darnold. That's how I want to see quarterbacks play. Like when Chris Collins were talking about, like, he looks at the first read, he looks at the second read, he looks at the third read, and he takes the like it's just like Jayden, where's that? Sorry. Marcus, I need to see some of that shit going forward, man. That just Sam Darnold, that offense, like Seattle, just kudos to you guys. I'm sorry I ever doubted anything when it came to Mike Mack or Sam Darnold. I feel fucking terrible about that. The touchdown to Torrey Horton. They're doubling JSN with Amos and Quan Martin. Everyone else is in man. Reeves is around before the play. Hey, what are we doing? Like, what's happening? What are we doing? And you know what he decides? Blitz. Like,
do you think that was like a fake? Like, I don't know what's going on in
no.
It looked,
have you seen
it looked
this
genuine, huh?
play? You think they're out there faking it, dog? What the fuck? Like,
Let's try to shoot some bail. I was hoping.
So hold on. I don't. Maybe it is he's supposed to. Maybe he gets the call. But what that does mean is the back end's open.
It's empty.
It's empty. And we got guys in man that we know we can't necessarily trust to do things, man. So I don't know if that. I don't think that's the play call. And then Sanders still, you're in the slot. You bite like a motherfucker, dog. Like you got basically juked on imagination. Like just or it just wins. It just runs away from him. And it's just simple. It's all right. If you're gonna double JSN, which did not necessarily breed success throughout the course of the game, how about we got a good understanding of what everybody else is doing? Maybe communication again.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, dog, of the Elijah Aurora. Once again, you can't necessarily see what's happening with what, but what it looks like is Quan goes after JSN. Don't know if he's supposed to, but that's what he does. I think that's what he's supposed to do. And then Owens is going to be on the tight end in that particular situation. All it takes is this. Maybe even that slow, to see our defenders. I gotta crash down on this thing. And then you're done. You're done. You get caught trying to make the play and not doing your job and what your responsibility is and who you're supposed to be taking care of because you're trying to make that play, because they're so, we need to do something to get something riled up, and it just, they fuck it up. So this was, I have like 10 of these things where I can look through and say, this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, all to blame. So the 2-minute drill. Oh my God. When Seattle look. This pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. It pissed me off. And it pisses me off because, man, fuck the play. Like, I literally just turn the tape on. Just pick whatever fuck you want to play. You want to pick. You pick it apart. Joe Witt tries everything. I have seen every concept I can think of being put in at some particular point in time over the course of the season, over the course of this game. Zone, man, cover 3, cover this, cover that, quarters, this, that. Hey, who's doing nickel? Who's doing that? I'm going to blitz here. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. The only time you see any modicum of success when it comes to what's happening on the defense is if we're in a 3rd and long sort of situation. If they're in a 3rd and long. And then Joe Witt gets to get in his bag. Like, he gets to start dialing up some sort of blitz. Like Frankie Louvu, somebody else, they do something. Oh, God, and Frankie's fucking suspended. Fucking stupid ass. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord, goddamn Detroit. Revenge.
Yeah.
It's just so like Joe Witt tries everything. They're fucking it up. And you can see the fuck ups. You can see it. You can see exactly where the fuck up happened. Sometimes you're not sure exactly who does it, but you see the mistake. You see a mistake in the technique. You see a mistake in this. And I'm not nitpicking, man. I do not know that much about fucking football, dog. I don't. But like, to be able to see what it is that I'm seeing, it's not lack of effort. It's not lack of trying. It's not lack of, they got the speed to a certain degree better on the defense now. So these guys have kind of flying around, but they are so hungry to make a play, or they're so in their fucking minds about things that they just not reacting properly or communicating properly. It almost feels like the entire thing, as far as like, I don't want these guys to think. Maybe we scrap that philosophy. Maybe we have them think just about certain things and only those things. And that is, what is your responsibility in this particular situation?
Right. And so just to be clear, and you know this obviously, but for the audience as well, when they say, being able to play fast and you're not thinking out there, it's because your instructions are already programmed in your mind, right? So you don't have to think about where you need to be, what your roles and responsibilities are on that play. That's supposed to be the ingrained portion of it. If that is not ingrained, then if you're not thinking, you are in trouble because you are purely reactive. You see someone do this, like KDot was talking about, just a little shoulder thing, you're flying. You are flying. And that to me indicates you don't know what you're supposed to do on the play, because it seems like we have the most reactive defense on the planet. I see plenty of other defenses where, okay, they get burned now and then. Doesn't feel constant. It's like us in Cincinnati, I guess. That's basically it. And we knew how bad Cincinnati was entering this season. This just has looked horrible. Go ahead, KDot.
On offense, you left a lot of throws on the field, and the moments that then there were moments where when you did look like you could take advantage or try to take advantage, the pressure just got to you because the offensive line like that. So overall on offense, good job, Seattle. Washington depleted as fuck. Didn't have any answers for what it is they were doing. They sold out and there was nothing for it. But there's also what happens if Jayden takes a few of those shots. I'd tell you, honest to God, 50-50 shot they get dropped. Honestly. But I'd like that more than what I saw. And what that does is at least keep the chain moving. And I'll tell you right now, everybody wants to talk about the run. It's a lot easier to run out of 2nd and 6 than it is out of 2nd and 10. Just easy.
Oh, for sure.
So they got to stop putting themselves behind the 8 ball in offense. That's the thing.
And since you touched on Jayden again, I would rather lead the league of drops, right? With him trying to throw it to him and then going, okay, it's not happening, but I'm still going to continue to trust them because at some point they will. They'll get more experience. They will be okay. It reminds me a lot of not what Jayden's doing, to be clear, but this scenario that we're describing reminds me a lot of Patrick Mahomes when they ended up being a wild card team and they led the league in drops, but he kept throwing that ball. He kept trusting them. And wouldn't you know it, against the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game, the guy who dropped it the most, MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, comes up with the big catch, ices the game. That's how you breed confidence, is you just give them chance after chance after chance, knowing that you're going to need them down the stretch.
Right. It's not only the only thing that we can do within the offense, and also what this offense is designed to do. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Horizontal, this, spread out. We're playing no huddle. Why the fuck is everything look so slow? I can't get over that shit. It bothers me to no end. I thought we're supposed to be like rapid fire. Why are we running? We're taking the play clock all the way the fuck down. Everybody's fucking slowing all the way up. And it feels like we're not in some rhythm on what's happening because we're not hitting positive plays. You got to complete the play in order for us to keep the no huddle going in that way. You need just anything positive to happen. So offensive, and I'll tell you right now, it looks better with Marcus Mariota because he does do the P in the RPO. And then outside of that, defensively, even if the call was right, it didn't matter because you already were going to play with improper leverage or improper technique and the communication breakdowns were there. So it didn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter if the right defense is kind of queued up for what it is you're doing. You guys aren't executing anything properly. So who's responsible for that? I'll tell you right now. I don't know why the fuck we didn't talk about this at some point but now it makes why the fuck has Joe Witt been on the sideline a long time ago with specifically what's wrong with this fucking defense, right? Which is with the mistakes being made, I do think there is an element that there should be somebody on the sideline saying, what the fuck was that? What was that?
Absolutely.
Right? Where do they have that conversation as far as are they trying to get all of it at halftime? Is Joe Witt calling down the sideline? Hey, talk to Tyler for me and tell him that this is the rule on this thing. Look, I get wanting to sit up in the booth. You get to see things. But here's the problem, Joe. We're not there yet. You can't scheme because they're not doing shit.
So in Dallas, Dan Quinn was in the booth. He was not, field side. Mm-hmm. He was up there being able to see things. The thing is, he had a top 5 defense. right? So it was clearly working.
Trayvon Diggs.
And pieces, right? This is not that, right? So I get Joe Witt going, okay, that is what my superior did in the head coach, right? The guy that brought me over here. I'm getting the opportunity to be a defensive coordinator. I remember when John Keim asked him, what makes you feel you're ready for this? He's like, I've been ready for this, right? Like, and then he gets the opportunity. He's going, I'm doing what Dan did. I'm going to be in the booth. It worked for him. It's going to work for me. Given all this, I'm glad it's now happening. I hope it was his own suggestion. But you know, we'll see if it makes a difference. Like, he's still going to end up working with a lot of the same pieces here. No Marshawn Lattimore this time. So we'll see how that looks.
That's not good.
Yeah, I agree, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it tougher. I know a lot of people are like, oh,
Luvu.
Marshawn. Like,
and Luvu's gone. Like, what? Like, so, like, the idea, like, the spark guy, the high energy guy, he's not there. And the thing is, what's so fucked up about the Frankie Luvu thing, he's trying to tackle properly. Like, he's just trying to tackle.
I mean, I don't, and I agree with a lot of fans, and there are a lot of objective
on us
neutrals. That the tackle that they got him on, if that's true, is ridiculous. Like, it is being appealed by him, so maybe he ends up winning that appeal, which would mean he's just one hip drop tackle away from, you know, that 1 game suspension if he were to win this one. But yeah, the last one was ridiculous. I don't think
not a single penalty. Not a single penalty. Like, he's already earned his 3rd strike, and we didn't know about it because
came out of the blue.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Frankie Luvu. I guess he really pissed him off by going offsides last year. Yeah, man, I just, like, anything can help, but I do think what I'm seeing as far as the mistakes, this is a go back to basics thing. I'm with Joe Witt. I'm with Dan Quinn. If I'm a coordinator, like, if I'm legit coordinating, I'd rather be up in the booth. I want the energy of the sideline, but I need to be able to see what the fuck is going on. There's a reason I do all 22 and just don't rewatch the game. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you can't see shit. I get it. You need to be able to see shit, but they got those Microsoft Service tablets. Like, you can figure it out.
And Cliff's down there.
Right.
I mean, he doesn't need to see everything. Like, you know, we had an amazing offense last season, so
to a certain degree, right? But that's like, it may be Joe Witt's because he's only learned this way with Dan Quinn up in the booth.
That's
there's
what
a fear of it, which might be true. But we're right now. You have guys not doing the basic things, which means I need somebody that's getting that done. I don't know if that's rah, yell at these guys. I don't know if they're going to operate properly with that, or if it's just positivity.
I think it's going to be more that. So I think that the one thing I will give Joe Witt, which is very different from Eric Bieniemy, right? Because Eric Bieniemy, there was definitely the snake oil, and I fell for it. I did. But with Joe, you can also tell that people really like him. And I do think that is very important, because then when he is down there, I think he's going to know the right buttons to press with certain players. Like, certain ones he will have to yell at. Other ones he's going to have to coddle a little bit. Like, I think he's going to navigate that space quite well. And he'll be able to speak to Dan in moments real quick in person. I like the move. We'll see.
I think communication, open communication, is only a good thing, right? Especially with what's going on with this defense, no doubt. The only other, you just touched on a point before we get out of this All-22. Yeah, take it forever. Just to the fans for a second. Even on the Dan Quinn situation, and I understand people that want to do Jayden out of the game. I was looking at the game, and I wanted Jayden out of the game too. And maybe that's fear. Maybe that's not the right choice. I don't know. But in hindsight, being what it is, it was the wrong move to leave him in here. Same way I got to eat JJ McCarthy was the wrong fucking move. Y'all got to eat that shit. But at the end of the day, if you look at what Dan Quinn, Joe Witt, or anybody in this coaching staff has ever said, if you hear about the way the players even think about these dudes, if you think for a second that they were not thinking about him, or that they were being careless about these guys' health, or they don't give a fuck about these players, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Because, like, I think that is through and through. This coaching staff is loved by this fucking team, this organization, even in this fucking losing streak that they're on. And there's not a moment that you can't look at Dan Quinn or Joe Witt or Cliff Kingsbury, anyone down as far as the position coaches, does not tell that they give a damn. And I don't like that being questioned.
Agreed. Totally agreed. And that was the All-22 review featuring our very own KDot.
It's the All-22 review, a district divided. Bitches!
On to the side piece report, which we do once a week, where we just check in on the teams that we picked before the season, just to spice it up a little bit. And honestly, right now, it's what we got, considering the state of the Washington Commanders. Now, my teams played against each other. It was 24-23. I predicted that for, the Commanders game. And turns out it was just the side piece game that I predicted correctly. 24-23. The New England Patriots moved to 7-2. Which is tied for best record in the NFL. And the Atlanta Falcons fall to 3-5. But I liked what I saw from Michael Penix and Drake London, of course. That was great. On the other side of things, KDot, let's get the Las Vegas Raiders out of the way. You hate them. I know that, etc. Never again. They lost in not even heartbreaking fashion, but they had a chance to win at the very end against the Jaguars. Stupid. But here's the big thing. JJ McCarthy. On the road back in Michigan against the Detroit Lions.
Y'all got to stop.
Stop what?
Got to stop doubting our look, man. All it took, he had the game that everybody anointed him as God, right? And then he had the other game where he played like shit and he got hurt, right? And everybody, dude, the amount of text I got, dude, you were right about JJ. Holy shit. To you fucking moron. You were so stupid. And just waiting to dunk. And everybody had this day circled. Oh, we going to talk so much fucking sense. You know what I got this week? Crickets. Fuck all y'all bitches. All right? JJ! Love that dude. And that team loves him. You can see it.
Yeah. No, I mean, so that the intangibles were never a question. The intangibles were certainly never a question, but he looked good. KDot's feeling good about the Minnesota Vikings 4-4 in a stacked NFC North with the Detroit Lions still there. Chicago Bears are 5-3. What a game that was, by the way. And then, of course, at the top, the Green Bay Packers. Although, I mean, they have a tendency to overlook teams. Like they lost to the Panthers. They've lost to the Browns.
I think that team is the epitome of Jordan Love, and that's why I'm not a Jordan Love guy yet. I've never seen the variance in play for him is otherworldly. You see some absolute amazing quarterback play, like 8 out of 10 plays, and then the 2 will be the most baffling batshit. What the fuck are you thinking? Play that throw. I get 4th down. I get pressure. Who the fuck had a shot at that? And then the motherfucker dropping the goddamn inside, you dumbass. But the Jordan Love to me is just so high and low on some of these things. Like he looks like Brett Favre after a concussion sometimes. Like I'm like, what is going on with you? And I'll never trust that team because of that. Because they got dudes. But the fact is you got Matt LaFleur who thinks he's the most clever person in the room in every room he's in. And they love to dial up some shit. And he just gives Jordan Love just enough opportunities. That entire offense should run solely through Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. Oh, completely agreed. And then it opens up Jordan Love. And that's when you start getting the dangerous stuff. Let's talk about the New England Patriots. I mean,
why didn't I pick them?
I mean, it was right there. They look great. Josh McDaniels has made Drake May an MVP candidate. The defense is really good. And they're fun to watch right now. They are legitimately fun to watch. And then they even got back into the little bit of controversy that they normally get into in their glory days of, they knew the snap count, so they did it for the Falcons. That led to an intentional grounding. And Vrabel said, we don't do that. We don't coach that. But maybe they do. I mean, the Patriots are all the way back, KDot. 7-2.
Vrabel's feeling himself. And look, man. So the other conversation I've had more than once over this last week is re-ranking the 2024 quarterbacks, which could get interesting.
Sure.
Depending on how
we
you
can
want
have
to
the conversation.
Where do you have them?
I have them too.
Fair enough. I in my opinion, until either one, because the other two is Caleb. Well, you throw JJ in the mix now because he's winning. But until any of those motherfuckers is sniffing and then a conference championship game, they can't compete just
Why
yet.
do you think I was more than happy to have the conversation? It's not even
I know.
close.
It's just, but Drake May.
Yeah. Hey, listen, he looks good. We were both like, the guy should sit. Well, actually, turns out, you can play him. It's cool. And he has the nice win against Buffalo. he is on a tremendous run in terms of passer rating over 100 and the passing yards over 200 per game. Like he's doing his thing, and he runs.
Yeah. Look, man, all I say is that my grand thesis of 2024 is I love these quarterbacks. And I also said I hated all of them in this draft. That's turned out right, too.
Yeah, they're not.
Cam Ward, goddamn.
Gee. I was also thinking about this with Marcus Mariota, right? Because we're like, okay, season's over. We're 3-6, and it's Marcus. One of the funniest things, though, is that I was looking at all the quarterbacks since Kirk Cousins, and I would take Marcus over just about all of them, maybe all of them. It's fascinating, but it's just like, it just speaks to the level of expectation and what we got used to very, very quickly with Jayden, that the backup being Marcus Mariota, we're just like, oh, but if you were our starter, like he's better than, I love Taylor Heineke, but he's better than Taylor Heineke, right? No, I love Taylor, but he's better than him. He's better than Garrett Gilbert. He's better than Kyle Allen. Like some of the people that we've trotted out, Sam Howell, like he's better than a lot of these guys. So I just wanted to like be like, hey, it's pretty cool still to have a guy like Marcus Mariota being your starter for the interim.
Look, once again, I think the offense is going to run more smoothly. You're not going to have special shit happening, so you got to be on script. If you're not playing on schedule, then you're fucked. But I think the component of the Marcus Mariota thing, which is inflating a lot, and you could just take what happened, is the Cliff Kingsbury part of it. Put Marcus Mariota with any of those coordinators in those situations. I don't know if you have the same opinion.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Because like Taylor Heineke was out there just like,
I love Taylor.
I love Taylor
you can never make me not love Taylor Heineke.
I love Taylor Heineke because I like backyard football. I like get the nerds out of the room, guys. Let's just fucking play. And that's Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, but Marcus, Marcus, like, what's the game plan? Like that's
because Taylor Heineke gave us our identity in the form of fully realized Terry McLaurin, right? Because he would just chuck it to him. And the complaint was Terry's going to get hurt. He never did. And all he did was make plays. And all the fans were fired up. The team was fired up. And Taylor was just a hero for a little while in our middling standings. But he was a hero for a little while just because, hey, he's enabling our best player. We feel good about the team in that moment. So I would still take Marcus over him, just to be clear.
In this offense, yes.
Yeah, in this offense.
If the combination of the two things together, then yeah, you got to take this. You have to take this.
Got to. Any other thoughts over here before we move over to the comment mailbag?
I don't know if I actually feel more comfortable with Marcus starting.
Comment mailbag time, motherfuckers. District divided, ain't got time for no suckers. Spread the word, get in line. OGs and new G's, it's your time. And spread the gospel, cause this shit is divine. Yeah.
All right, thank you as always for that intro, Nikki. Our last video went over 1K. Once again, Woo! Misery loves company. So I guess
fucking terrible. Go to therapy.
They did. Remember when mental fortitude was like, you need to go an hour? I'm
legitimately worried about the mental state of our fan base. So,
well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Did you watch Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
I didn't. It was too broken. I
made boop.
I couldn't do it
last night, babe.
Of course you did. We go to Steve Willie. Shout out. Mariota, spelled more sort of like the Marriott. Mariota would have been better, in my opinion. Jayden needs wide receivers and take a check down immediately, like Mariota does, and pull the trigger. At least Jacob Martin is still playing. So at the very end, just a quick little curve to Jacob Martin, who is having a nice season. KDot, your reaction to the comment?
I'm sorry, Dante Fowler. I miss you. My bad. My bad, dog. I didn't mean to say those mean things about you. I wish you were here. Yeah, and questioning whether or not Marcus or Jayden, who would do such a thing? It's Jayden Daniels.
You piece of shit. We got a Bindo. Shout out Bindo, OG. Haven't won since the government shutdown. Makes you wonder. Most poetic moment, losing another QB on home turf against Seattle. Just before I continue reading this, there is something in the cosmos that we just don't fully understand. For it to happen against Seattle, like
Seattle, you talking about the area of the field, the other shit.
It gets spooky. It gets
Mhm.
spooky. We had the Alex Smith and Joe Theismann thing.
I'm telling you, our team is steeped in racism
We
until our
need to
country has a
move
reckoning.
out of that stadium ASAP, along with the much more important things you said, just to be clear.
Yeah,
It seems like I really
same.
lightened the load on that whole thing. I was like, we just need to leave the stadium. You're like,
I
we've got
literally
deep problems
think
as a
the
country.
only reason, like, I'm not a religious man, but I will say, I think the only reason we ever won anything is because Joe Gibbs is such a godly man. Like that might be it. I need an uber Christian who's anti-abortion and wants to be a coach. like, hey, Jim Harbaugh, you want a job?
Here's the rest of Vindo's comment, by the way, after the poetic moment, losing another quarterback on home turf against Seattle. I can defend him being injury prone or whatever. I can. I am confused about how we get younger with no second and fourth round picks. I'm hurting, man. KDot, your reaction.
No, it's not great. But that's the thing is, like, the hope is, and this is what I'm hoping for the rest of the season, is that we got to figure out about the young pieces that are on the team right now. Like, badly. Like, we need them to get some playing time in there. I don't need Jordan McGee looking like a rookie next year. I want him to look like he's fucking been playing, and I can tell whether or not linebackers a situation we need to address very badly or not. Like, I've seen guys, I just want to see more playing time. The wide receiving room, I get decimated by injuries, Luke McCaffrey, stuff like that. You just can't, I'm not going to say you can't anticipate it, but it just sucks. But the linebackers need more space. And Ben Sinnott, I will never understand why you're not playing more than you do.
Yeah, I think he had 26% of snaps or something like that, or maybe it was 26 snaps and 17%. I forgot what it was exactly, but he's got to play more. The young guy's got to play more.
They got to throw the ball to him. I don't know what the fuck he did. I don't care what he's doing in practice at this particular point in time. Put him out there. And if the quarterback has an issue, I don't give a fuck.
Also, and this is a conversation that would probably take place between an Adam Peters and a Dan Quinn, right? Where you go, okay, can we reassess where we're at? And this is where the GM goes, can you please play some of the guys that I gave you?
I don't want that.
But it's what happens.
I know. I'd hope that the organization is not running like that. But I need Dan to start taking more control of shit.
We go to Curry IG4ZW shout out. Fireable offenses on Quinn, Kingsbury, and Witt. Kingsbury calling all pass plays on the first possession, damn near every game, if not all games. Get him the fuck out of here. A very frustrated Curry IG4ZW. KDot, your reaction?
I think he got clever. I think the idea was we all knew what Seattle was going to do, and they did it, and there was going to be some opportunities. I'm of the idea that there were. So I'm not going to go and say that Cliff was wrong per se, but it did not work out at all, and I do think he can mix in some other runs just a little bit better.
It feels like what happened was it's not just Jayden feeling himself over this offseason. It's Cliff as well. And I think that I think they both got high on each other's supply or whatever it may be. And they were just like, we're just going to do this ourselves. We're so good, dude. We are so good. Like, we are just going to be able to do this. And that's what it looks like when he calls the plays, right? That's Jayden coming back from an injury. I saw on Twitter that the first play call, I'd forgotten about this, against the LA Chargers was a quarterback draw. He was just coming back, right? So, like, and that was a lower body injury. Mm-hmm. So there is an air of arrogance of we are going to do whatever we want to do because once you're cleared, your all systems go, which I appreciate the all systems go aspect of it, but can we not help the guy get in rhythm first? And it doesn't necessarily mean just calling passes all the time. Run the ball, feel the game. Now you go. Like I do agree with that element of it, but no, don't fire him. Obviously.
I think I'm with you. And I reject the entire thing about these being fireable offenses for everybody. I would say this. I would feel fine. I wouldn't have a single issue or complaint about Jayden's what we're doing to manage Jayden's load if he threw more in RPOs.
Yeah. Do you think
and if he and if he didn't scramble when there were guys open?
We go to Martin Collins. Shout out. Embarrassing and hard to watch. Please let Jayden recover from his injury. So once again, no fractures. The x-rays came back negative for Jayden. We don't know about the MRI. They haven't said anything about the MRI, but they also have not put him on IR. So I don't know. He's sort of like this elastic. It is impressive so far how he's avoided some more severe injuries, but he is sort of playing with his luck. Here's the next comment, KDot. You react to both. Okay. Addy goes places. Shout out. Goes, sorry, but JD5 is RG4. We should be looking at QBs in the draft. The reason I put those together for a moment is because I think it's an injury conversation, right? And so that's more what I'm angling. No, he's not RG4. I think you and I both immediately dismissed that, but it's around the injuries. So like, what do you want to see moving forward, KDot, so that Jayden is protecting himself? You said it a few times, but like, just go for it.
I think he needs to play within the confines of the offense and not play off script as much as he does. And I think that even when he does play off script, it should have limitations to a certain degree until he gets his rules in place. And I don't think that that's something that you can install. I don't think you can do it from a punitive standpoint. I think that's got to be something that's built up in him to realize that that's the only way that we're going to be successful. Like, you got to come at it from that angle. Like, there is brother, I'm not going to call, like, right now, as you said, as far as him being the elastic man, comparing him to RG3 is fucking stupid, because it's not, none of these are career altering even injuries. It's just a string of games he's not playing. And the only thing I care about is your availability. It's not that I think something's going to happen and your career's over. It's that I don't want to keep looking at your fucking seasons and seeing 12 or 13 instead of the full fucking complement. I want to see one game off because we're cruising to the playoffs and we decided to rest your ass in the last week of the season. That's what I want to see. And the only way we get that is if you start taking care of yourself a bit more than you do. And doing that, you've got to, even if you don't trust the fucking receivers, you got to throw to them.
What he did last year was nothing short of unbelievable. Yeah. You know, the more that we go through it, because he took that hit against the Giants. Remember, he scrambled way too much in the first game against Tampa Bay. Yeah. And then he takes the hit against the Giants and he's down, and you hear the crowd go, oh. Turns out the wind just got knocked out of him, thankfully. But ever since that moment, all of a sudden he started taking care of himself really, really well. There was the one run against Carolina, but that was sort of like okay, he rolled up on himself, whatever. Maybe he didn't have to. He could have slid, sure. But outside of that, he was excellent at the boom bap. He was excellent at extending a play and then getting rid of it. He was excellent at running out of bounds. He was doing all these things. And it just feels like the offseason got to him. Which is normal. He's human.
I see a team so fucking thirsty and desperate for a spark to get going that everybody thinks is they got to solve it and have this thing. I think that's why you get those stupid fucking celebrations in the end zone. And yeah, Jayden, I saw the little hand movement shit. I didn't like that shit either. If I'm giving the other people shit, I'm going to give you shit. Y'all are trying to generate something, and I need to cocaine. I don't know what the fuck. Call A-Train. Y'all need to come into these games with the mentality. Right now, you guys are playing like fucking losers. That's what's happening. You're playing like this is loser mentality shit. This is like, you see Baltimore is capable of shit and they start playing like fucking losers for a while and they start losing games. Right now, you guys are trying to get stuff started. And in all honesty, you haven't done anything. All the fucking interceptions Mike Sanders still have were gift wrap. I'm saying it. They were gift wrap. 2 of them, he only got them because he wasn't in the right fucking place. So like, what? Y'all, stop. Do your job.
Do your job. Candace Wavy goes, came into the game with this feeling of dread. Did not know why I felt that way, but it was a feeling too familiar as a Washington fan. This was, for a plethora of reasons, the worst game I ever watched as a sports fan. The score does not reflect just how horrible this felt to witness. Sunday morning, I looked Quinn as our head coach. By the end of Sunday night, I needed him fired. With the history of QBs here, with how sacred the few players we get who are actually worth shit are, with the amount of despair we've been through as a fan base, far more than enough to make someone quit fandom, Quinn allowing Jayden to keep playing was akin to treason in the football world. Everyone in this coaching staff, including Cliff, needs to go. They are not the minds we can rebuild with. This roster is atrocious. Who is Jayden supposed to throw to? Ron Rivera fucked us up so bad for 4 years straight. Zero talent, no draft capital, barely any players were trading. They are wasting a young elite QB and the best thing I've had in all my Washington fandom right before my eyes. This draft better be incredible. KDot, your reaction.
Fuck. Regardless of whether you feel as though Dan Quinn should have or shouldn't have played Jayden Daniels, which once again, I say that I felt one way when I was watching the game, but also I don't make those decisions, right? And I think that some people got their own free will, including Jayden Daniels, to do what you do if you're the starter. And what Dan Quinn needs to do to protect Jayden, part of that needs to be Jayden wants to protect himself to some degree too.
Yep.
I don't. Ron Rivera fucked us quite a bit. I also do not, under any circumstances, and I think Ron Rivera did this to some degree at certain points. I don't want the coaching staff or the front office making decisions based on our PTSD. We're sick. And the reason it felt that way, and the reason as soon as it happened, you saw the fucking memes and stuff about where on the field it happened, or where this happened, or that happened. All you motherfuckers, including myself, you're waiting for the bad thing to happen. You are. You're all waiting for the bad thing to happen, and you're waiting for anything to prove that fact. You don't have hope. You don't really have hope. You don't really believe yet. And I get it. There's not a whole lot of reason to think that this is just a cyclical thing. I understand. But to live your life that way, I won't do it. I'm not going to do that. I can't see all the changes that have been made in this franchise and think that we're just reverting back to whatever it is. If you want to sell me on a curse, like I said, Jesus. But beyond that, I can't exist in that. All I hear, like clinically, is PTSD. Like that's all I'm hearing. I'm seeing a fan base wig the fuck out. Y'all we had the success we had last season and made everybody feel a certain way. And the last thing all I dated was assholes. And this guy, he's so special. And then you saw a titty pic on his phone. And God damn it, it's another one like this. What you don't know, it was an accident. It was an accident. He didn't mean to. The algorithm's weird, man. Like y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop.
Yeah. Let's see. So, I mean, the dread, I get the sentiment, obviously. Like it was a horrible game. This was as bad. It was worse, actually. It was worse than the Eagles Monday Night Massacre for me. I don't know how it was for you. No. It was worse for me because there were no expectations. There were no expectations with that team. So it was just like it's
injury is the only thing that separates it. I still take that Cowboys Thanksgiving loss
of the game.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But there's so many worse losses, man.
This one, well, I mean, the Giants one I remember being particularly bad. Remember when we tried the fake field goal, and Hunter Smith just launches it, gets killed, a pick? That wasn't great.
You remember the Saints game where right before the half they threw?
Robert Meacham ends up stripping him and ends up running the other way. We had him too.
There's shit that's happened, y'all just don't remember. Like there's shit. It got bad, dog. Even the RG3 loss.
Yeah.
Because we all saw it happening, and it happened in like the saddest way possible.
You're right. That one was worse.
Like, what are we talking about?
Okay, I feel better. Thank you. We go to Steve Willie. Shout out. I'm not sure how much I blame the offense. We knew the wide receivers were a no-go. They would load up on already best run defense. But defense, Sam Darnold career day. Forbes, a cornerback, had a pick with the Rams today. Don't know if you remember him, but KDot, your reaction.
As much as the All-22 is supposed to be focused on what it is that we do and what it is that we can do or not do within the confines of the game. I'll tell you this. Jayden Daniels could have completed every one of those gimme plays that I'm telling you about, every one of the ones that are open. We still might have lost by 2 fucking scores. It was hard to get open, right? Yeah. Like the reason I started each part of that All-22 is Seattle played their asses off, and you got to give them credit above all else in that game.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, by the way. Seattle, very, very good team. Curious to see how they do moving forward. Because and also that video where I did drop the link and the guy was actually able to be like, oh yeah, I can actually click the link. Appreciate it. He talks about Seattle analytically is run very, very well. This whole heavy set thing where teams are now matching them, they are getting opponents right where they want them. And they don't even need to run the ball that well to do it. Like, they are just very well run from top to bottom.
It's because everybody started doing this while the fucking pistol RPO bullshit, and everybody started doing finesse. And you know what that means?
So you love that because you've always
We're
been
back to where we need to be.
That's how it works. It's in waves. Here is Kuma time. Shout out. I was expecting a KDot crash out session. Held himself together pretty nicely onto the 2026 season. I'll go ahead and comment and say, I think you should have expected the crash out from me, not KDot, because KDot's the one that's been saying and keeping it medium. Is it 9-8? Maybe. It's starting this season. I was the one who was like, baby, where are the shades at? We go to the Super Bowl. Like, yeah. KDot, your reaction.
I think the reason that is that I think I just realized this in real time now. Welcome to my thought. This might not be a completely fleshed out thought. I think I'm more annoyed with the fan base than anything that's happening with the team.
I think I've known that about you for quite some time.
I think we're reaching a critical
It's fun when you
point.
find out your blind spots.
Fuck.
Here is Jamal Bibi Charbonneui. Shout out. I think there is a silver lining.
Oh shit, did we blow past your hard stop? I'm sorry.
Yeah, way past it. We can finish 3-14, but we got a comment mailbag to get to. We prioritize you guys. I think there's a silver lining. We can finish 3-14. I don't think we can win any more games, even if we tried. We only have 6 picks in the draft, but we can increase the value of those picks. AP can increase the number of picks by trading back or selling before the deadline. Did not sell before the deadline. Nothing to sell. Sometimes in getting something done, all things line up for you without even trying. And sometimes the harder you try, the worse things get. That is one difference between last year and this year. KDot, your reaction.
I am never going to say lose games for draft picks. You'll never hear me say that. I think that's fucking stupid in football.
I think Jamal's saying we don't have a choice.
It's like the silver lining being 3-14. I get the sentiment. I understand that. At this particular point in time, if you're not vying for a Super Bowl, then I'm wishing we get a draft pick. I'm just hoping we try our damnedest to win these games. And meanwhile, it's why I'm also not at all for shutting down Jayden Daniels actually for the rest of the season. If he can come back, I want to see him come back. Even if we are mathematically eliminated from everything, we're like 3 games to go, he's healthy and he come back. It's just contingent on Doug. Are you going to take care of yourself? Are you going to play within the confines of the offense? In all honesty, outside of some of the special shit you're doing, I bench you out of frustration.
So I would not shut him. I'm not. Yeah, I was going to say I would not shut him down. Well, that's what happens when you do podcasts. Sometimes it happens. I would not shut him down either. I want to see stuff from last year in terms of the decision making, in terms of making sure that we're getting trust with wide receivers that you are going to work with next year. Right? Like, it is important that you get on the same page with Jalen Lane. It is important that if Terry McLaurin is playing, that's someone maybe you do shut down. But like, if Terry McLaurin is playing, you get back on the same page with him. That stuff is important. Ben Sinnott, right? Does he start playing more? Get used to throwing to him, right? Like, these are the things you need to go. And then the RPO, get used to just trusting Bill in certain spots, right? Like, yeah, you see it, but you know what? Just trust him. Those things I think can take place in the final few weeks of the season. And that would be really, really nice going into the offseason. I also think, let's say that Marcus Mariota played the entire rest of the way, right? That we are going to win some games. And I don't think people know that. I know that we have some tough games. I know we do. I'm not saying we're going to win 8 games. I think we would win a maximum of 3 more. Okay, but that's enough to get you out of the top 10. Right? Like, I honestly think that he'll be able to.
It's not about Marcus.
I know it's not about Marcus, but what I'm saying is that I think he will put our team offensively in a position where the defense accidentally makes a play. And then all of a sudden we've won the game. Miami in Madrid, they are a train wreck. That is a coin flip game. If not, we're favored, honestly, with Marcus.
Not against that defense.
Their defense isn't any better.
Motherfucker.
Madrid points are gonna be flying over there. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
Do you have NFL Pro? You gotta watch the All-22 of this game.
I honestly might.
Gotta watch.
I don't have NFL Plus or whatever Pro, whatever.
And also, once again, another announcement. Just if you guys aren't doing it, you included. If you're not watching Thursday Night Football in Prime Vision, what the fuck are you doing? You
I'm
need
looking
to
forward to
watch
that.
it that way.
I'm looking forward to that. Here's Vinda. Shout out, OG. I have secondhand embarrassment from that defense. What a shame, man. I seriously haven't seen this bad of defensive play in all my years watching the NFL. 3 straight games with 3 scored losses or more. That got 4 thumbs up, which easily led the comment mailbag. We have 1 left, which we'll get to in a moment. But KDot, your reaction?
I need to sign CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah.
I need a bad guy. I need an asshole in the locker room. I need somebody that's going to ruffle some feathers, but in a good way.
Didn't he already get picked up?
I don't know. I need a bad guy in the locker room. I need a bad guy that wants to talk. I don't need like Marshawn Lattimore is supposedly like one of the bad guys. Like he's one of those guys that like get in the shit.
The Bears picked him up.
Fuck. Like
which I think is smart for them.
It's smart for them.
Yeah.
There's an element of like Marshawn, like you see the physicality. The reason I'm going to miss Marshawn Lattimore is the physicality which he plays in the line of scrimmage. Like you're going to miss that like motherfucker. I promise you.
Yep.
He's one of the surest tackles we got in that defense backfield. But I think that his way of being like the villain or the loud he's not loud. He's quiet. He's like, I do my own thing. Just kind of off this and do this. Bobby Wagner, quiet leader, lead by example. Do this and the other. Mikey Sanders still usually one of like the leaders in the locker room through joy and fun. Same with Jayden Daniels, like a Sam Hartman. I don't think they're experiencing joy right now. I need someone. I care about personalities and intangibles. I need an asshole in the locker room.
That's fair. I agree with that for what it's worth. Like, it's not just last season. I sort of called the Ted Lasso season, right? Like it was all good vibes. It was like a bunch of players that were good, maybe not great. You got this young talent. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. And then you want to get a little bit meaner now, right? And we didn't quite do that. So
Dante Fowler. Fuck.
We conclude with the Nathan Perry. Shout out Ref the District as always. Gents, this season sucks. I was already waiting on interest for personal reasons. Now it once again becomes self-flagellation each game day. There's a psychology storytelling technique of making your audience experience a high to open them up emotionally before giving them a blow to the gut. Last year was our high. Sunday night was the blow to the gut. I understand fan frustration is at an all-time high right now, but I can't back anyone wanting to fire everyone and start from scratch. Last year, all the luck fell in our favor. This year, we're regressing to the mean. I'll continue watching, but I'm waiting for this team to give me a reason. And then Jamal Bibishan we replies, thanks, Nathan, for all the years of very enjoyable programming. Cheers. Really miss Ref the District. So wanted to put that one in there as well. KDot, your reaction.
Miss those guys too. Also echo a lot of the sentiments. I understand where the frustration is coming from, but everybody calm the fuck down just a little bit. And look, man, I'm seeing some of you guys like spaz out. And guys I like and respect. And I'm seeing like you guys like crashing the fuck out right now. And I care about this team.
Yeah.
I think I care about this team. Maybe I don't.
No, for sure. I'm in the, so here's where I'm at, right? I'm not crashing out, first and foremost. The team is more than just Jayden Daniels. There's that. And I want to see improvement. Like now I want to see, can we establish a culture that I can feel good about moving forward? These games matter, right? Like we may not go to the playoffs at 3-6 and Jayden's out. News alert. But it doesn't mean we can't get better in the meanwhile, right? Because that can help next season. Stuff can help next season. That's where I'm at right now. Process over result right now. That's what I need. Go ahead, KDot.
Nah, if Joe Witt gets on the sideline and we got a defense that plays like they got some goddamn sense.
Then it's like, let's go. All right, cool. Now we can build on that for next season. That's exciting.
Oh, no, fuck that. If the defense shows me that they can stop people, I'm in. I'm still in. I'm still in. I'm not punting on the season yet.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say the next 2 weeks, just for fun here before we wrap up, because we need to. Let's say that we get blown out by the Lions.
Yeah,
right.
As we should.
I agree. Okay, 3-7. But we find a way to win in Madrid, right?
That's probably what'll happen.
Okay, so 4-7. We're now in our bye week. And let's say that the second half against the Lions, the defense actually, does okay, right? We end up losing and we get blown out. And against Miami, it does very well. And then Jayden is good enough to come back after that. How would you feel? So that would be, by my estimation, 6 quarters of good defensive play, right? Entering a bye week. Younger guys make plays. Let's say Johnny Newton has a couple sacks. Trey Amos has a pick. Like these types of players. Tyler Owens forces a fumble. Like that stuff's happening. The juice is there. And Jayden comes back. How would you feel?
December 6, 2007. Do you remember that date?
Well, okay. So Sean Taylor had passed away earlier. Was that November 24th?
That sounds about right.
Okay. I believe so.
On that day,
we went on a run.
This before the run. On that night, we were playing the Chicago Bears. Jason Campbell got hurt. Rex Grossman got hurt. Todd Collins comes in.
Yep, I remember that.
Our best player on the team with a stretch died.
Yeah.
And we had Todd Collins who couldn't throw a football past 7 yards. 7 in a row, we don't go. 5 in a row, we don't go. Both of those seasons. I'm telling you, 2005 2007 made me realize that anything's possible. I am not out on a team unless they are eliminated from the playoffs I can't do that. And especially with the team doing, which is I come in here every week after watching All-22 and say, get out of your fucking heads and do your job. I like the scheme. I like a lot of the core of what it is we have. I just don't think we're at the talent level right now. But I still think that this gives people opportunities, which is why I want to see them get them. I want to see what Ben Sinnott does within this scheme when he gets the ball in his fucking hands. That's what I want to see. We see what happens when Luke McCaffrey did that, right? Jalen Lane, get out of your fucking head. Play. Just play. Like, this
it's a game.
Where we're at.
It's
and
fun.
So, all these fucking expectations and shit because that fucking NFC Championship game last year, just play the game.
Just play the game. Oh, we got one more at the death. I'm telling you guys, this injury is the impetus to something bad. Remember this comment. It's kind of funny, but I'm going to choose positivity here. I'm going to choose positivity, and I agree with you, kid. I'm not out until we are eliminated, and until then, I want to see improvements. And this was the show. This was District Divided, a DC sports podcast, more specifically, a Washington Commanders podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode where we quickly touched on the trade deadline, did the All-22 review. Fabulous job as always, KDot, side piece report, and comment mailbag. And before we sign off, if you could please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment as you always do, and KDot.
Do what the kid said.
Do what the kid said. So until then, take it easy. See you for the preview.
Bye.
In DC, we're just hoping that you listen.